In this video, I'm focusing on two key art skills while working on this pen and ink drawing of a wild rose. The first is simplification of form. It's basically just breaking down the subject into basic shapes. It's like the skeleton of your drawing. The second is what I call expressive contour line. Contour line is the line that defines the edges of a piece. So let's start off with the initial sketch and I'll show you what I'm talking about. For the initial sketch, I'm going to be sketching on Strathmore mixed media paper. Then I've got my HB pencil. I've got a regular eraser and I've got a kneadable eraser. These are great for stray lines. And when I get done with the initial sketch, I've got my Crow Quill pen and my Higgins Black Magic ink. Starting off, I'm going to make a center line so that I have a reference point. And that's for the base itself. I'm going to make sure that I've got a square. Then I'm going to try to position the buds. So it's going to be just a really rough line. I'm just going to position one of the buds here because that's where it is. I've got another bud that goes off to the side here. All right, I've got some bud here. See how rough this is? I am just trying to get locations is all I'm trying to do. Just trying to figure out where on the paper I'm going to be putting this. And they're just identified by shapes. That's really all I'm doing. So I've got a square here. I've got another square here at the bottom of the vase. Round circles, basically, just so I can figure out where the buds are going. And I guess you could call them triangles, but where the leaves are, I'm just putting a general shape in. From here, I'm just going to start refining. From that very messy little sketch that I just put together for you, these are the 4 building blocks that I used to make that and put it together. And from that messy sketch, you can actually come up with a very detailed finished drawing. If you've ever taken a drawing class, this is probably what they showed you. You've got the square, or the cube as they call it, cylinder or round circle, triangle, and I include line because I consider line one of the building blocks. And from these 4 building blocks, you can build the skeleton of your drawing. This is a finished sketch that I did, and I just wanted to make this overlay for you so that you could see. Started off with circles, and the circles are the buds on this particular flower. Then I used squares to put together the vase, and triangles where all the leaves were. After this, once you get done with something like this and you've got the general outline or the general shape, it's up to you how far you want to go, how detailed you want to get it. Do you want to leave it impressionistic? It's totally up to you. But at least this is going to give you the basic skeleton for the drawing. Now that we have our rough drawing done and we have an idea where everything is supposed to be, we're going to start going in and refining. I'm putting in the petals on the flower now. Now it takes a little give and take, looking at the petals on the flower itself, trying to figure out exactly where I want them. But that rough skeleton that I laid out in the beginning is what's going to anchor me. It's going to give me a spot to work from. What I like about line drawing is it forces you to make decisions about what to include in that basic shape. There's a certain minimalism about it. You can say a lot with just a very few strokes, which is actually harder than it looks. But the finished piece is definitely worth the effort. Expressive line work is described as strokes that are, as in this case with a dip pen, that are varied. You have thick and thin. So with a heavy stroke, you get a very bold look. With a light-handed stroke, you get a very delicate look. You have gestural line that seems to just dance across the paper. To me, it looks like messy lines that run around. Now you can do texture with line only by using cross-hatching. That's a good example. For this one, I'm basically just going to use line only. I did use a little bit of dot and dash on the vase itself because I wanted to look very see-through, but the rest of the drawing is done strictly with line. These are the 2 points that I wanted to make when I was putting together this video. First, simplification. Reduce your subject to your basic forms and shapes. Focus on the structure first, then build towards your details. This way you can decide how you want to go, however detailed you want to get the drawing. Second, think of expressive line as your signature. How does it make the viewer feel? I use these little pen and ink drawings all the time, and they really help me with my art practice. At the end of this video, I'm going to link my pen and ink playlist. There's other videos in there for you to watch if you are interested in pen and ink.